The main reason why we use drafting application is to make construction drawings. That is, someone will be referring to our design in order to construct what we have designed. This is why it is important to dimension our drawing, and we need to do it well. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the dimension style. This is just like the text style. If we don't have a proper dimension style, we're going to have a terrible dimension, which is bad because it will lead to difficulty in constructing our drawing. On my screen, I've got an architectural drawing example. I want to add dimension to this. I'll go to the annotation panel and check the dimension style. This is the dimension style. I have an ISO 25 as my dimension style. So now, click linear dimension here. And let me say I want to add a dimension from here to here. See now, see the way it's looking like. I can't see the numerical value of the dimension. If I zoom on it, I can see it's actually there, but it is very small. So let's make a new dimension style. I'll click on the drop down menu here and click to the left of this dimension style. Now I have dimension style dimension style manager dialog box open. I have a list of dimensions style in this drawing, and to the right here, I have options for me to set current, new, modify, override, and compare. So now I'm going to create a new. So click on new, and now it's telling me to give a new name style. So I'm calling this one architectural. The start with now is that you have to start with the dimension style. So from there you copy and adjust most of that previous dimension style settings for the new one. I'll click continue. So I now have a new dialog box. Now this time it's telling me new dimension style, and the name that I gave in the previous dialog box is now showing here now. So here I have different tabs settings here. I have line, symbols and arrow, text, fit, primary unit, alternate unit, tolerance. These are settings to modify my dimension style, to make a new dimension style. I'll start with the line tab. So here now, I'll set color to bilayer, and line type, I'll set it to bilayer. So line weight also will be set to bilayer. So baseline spacing is set to 5. Leave it that way. Extension lines, line extension, line type extension line 1, line type extension line 2, line width, everything will be set to bilayer. And this one now, leave extend beyond dimension to, let's say this one, let's say 50. And this offset from origin, make it 1. Sorry, make this one 10. Or let's make it 5. I think it's okay at 5. So symbols and arrow, now we'll go to the next tab, symbols and arrow. So here now, since we are making architectural dimension, so here I will change it to architectural tick. So the second tick automatically updates to architectural tick, and the leader I'll leave it the way it is. So the arrow size now, I'm going to make it, let's say 200. Let's see what we have in our preview. It is too much. So the arrow size, let's just make it 10. Let's see what we have in our preview. So let's make the arrow size 5. Let's see what we have in our preview. I think 5 is okay. So center mark, leave it the way it is, and 2.5. Break size, leave it the way it is. And arc symbol preceding dimension text, above dimension text. So leave this one the way it is. Jog angle, leave it the way it is. Everything that is remaining here, leave them the way they are. And go to text tab here. So the text tab here now, text style, you can change the text style. So if you click down here, you have different text style. So you can select, so I'm selecting romantic here. So if you like, you can come to this side here and here you can create a new text style quickly to be used for your dimension style. So for the text in your dimension, so I'm not doing that right now, so I'll cancel this. So text color now, if I leave it as bilayer, everything will look the same and the color will look homogeneous throughout. So sometimes I like this text color to be green so that it will be distinct and it will be different from the architectural tick from the dimension line. So fill color, leave it the way it is, none. Text height now, text height is very important. So let's make this one 200 and leave it the way it is. So draw around frame, untick this draw around frame. We'll go back to our line, our symbol and arrow. So arrow size now, make arrow size 200 and see, let's see what we have. So it's okay at 200. Lines here, extend beyond, make this one 100 and let's see what we have. So it's okay here now. So you will be seeing the preview of everything you are doing here. So it is important you put your eye on the preview here. So we're at the text. Under vertical now, leave it the way it is. Horizontal, centered, okay. And view direction, left to right, leave it the way it is. Offset from dimension line, leave it the way it is. And leave this one, text alignment. Under the text alignment, leave it as aligned with dimension line. So fit now, everything here is also okay. Primary units, everything here, change this one to this primary unit now. The unit format, leave it at decimal. So precision, you can change precision to the number of decimal places you want. So I'm changing this to just 1 decimal place. Every other thing here, leave it the way they are. So alternate units, we are not changing anything here. Tolerance, we are not changing anything here. So we'll click OK when we are done with all the settings. We now have architecture as part of the dimension style now. So it is already set as current, because if you check the top corner here, current dimension style is set to architecture. Close this. So I can now delete this and I'll go to the annotation panel now. The text style that I have here now, the dimension style that I have here now is now architecture. So let me create a new dimension. Select this and click from here. Select your auto on. So click and move this up a bit. So we can see now that we have a new dimension and our dimension text is legible. We can see it 4050. Our dimension text is legible. We can see it 4050. Let's dimension another part again. From here, dimension to this side. So we have this 5250. Let's show us another dimension command. This time around, if you notice that when we are using our dimension, when I use the dimension, I was able to dimension from here to here. And from here to here, I have to launch the dimension command again. So there's another command under dimension that will allow us to dimension continuously without having to go to the dimension command each time we need to use the dimension. Go under the annotate tab, and under the dimension, there's this here, you see continue. So before we can use this dimension continue command, we have to have a dimension running, or we must have done a dimension before. So to use it, let's use the linear dimension first. Click here to here and click. So if I want to continue the dimensioning now, instead of me launching the dimension command again, so I'll just click on this continue. As I click on the dim continue icon, notice as it snaps to the previous dimension. Now I can place this one here and it still continues to run. Place this one here, and when I'm done, I will hit the escape key. If I click on the dimension here, notice that I now have grips on them. If I double click on this grip now, if I click on the grip, I can use it to move the dimension up or down. Depends on where I want it. So let me undo to take it back to the normal position. If I click again and I double click the text here, Notice that I now have options to edit the text to anything I want. And notice as I double click on the text editor tab comes up. So I can format this text, give it a different text style, different color, and even if there's a spell check I want to check, I can do that. I'll use the escape key again and escape again. And I can also move the text by clicking and clicking on it, and I can move it to this side. Notice now that it has been moved to this left side of the dimension line. So undo to take it back to the normal side. The grips also, the way the grips work on lines and other objects, that's the way it works on the dimension too. So you can use the grip to easily modify the dimension. We have seen the way to modify the dimension, and now we can use it in our drawing now. So let's explore it.